Hello everyone, this is Robyn. Welcome to mypinkstamper.com. I hope you are having a wonderful day. Thanks for tuning in to see my project that I have prepared for you. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm so happy that you're here. You can find everything you see in today's video directly on my shopping page, shopmypinkstamper.com. And I will also have the item code as well as the description and any sizes if I've cut cardstock directly on my screen. They're also, the item codes and the name of the product that I'm using are at the end of this video and also in the description on this YouTube video and directly on my blog post. Okay, so let's jump right in and get started. I'm going to be using the Love What You Do stamp set, which has been one of my favorites. I loved this when it was released a couple of years ago. It's a really pretty and versatile stamp set. I'm going to be making some thank you cards for some of my customers who have placed online orders with me. And I'm going to be using the thank you. I'm using the flowers here, and I'm just using this little background stamp right there. Okay, everything is ready, and I will just go ahead and jump right in and tell you what I'm doing as I'm doing it. I'm going to be doing some heat embossing as well as some dry embossing. So this is going to be a super fun card. We'll go ahead and start. Should we start with our stamping? I kind of feel like you have to start with the stamping, right? Stamping is the first thing that I usually do on all of my projects. So I'm going to pull out a background piece of paper. This is one of our grid pads. And I'm just going to have this up here on the top of the screen. So I have room down here. And I have my flower ready and I have my background ready. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start. We're using Pretty Peacock. This is one of our in colors. It's just a new collection of colors. We have a new set of 5 every year. So this one was released last year and then they're available for 2 years. So this one still has a whole year left. I'm gonna go ahead and open this up and just really simply, you guys can see this okay, I'm going to ink this up and I'm going to just stamp it right here. Just like that, super easy. And then I'll go ahead and set that aside. We're using that in just a second. I'm going to use the Old Olive pad next. This is from our Regals color family. We have 4 different color families. And then we also have the in color collections. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and ink this up and I'm just gonna add the little splotch of color. I missed a spot, but that's okay because it gives it a nice, fun textured look. All right. And I'm gonna go ahead and stamp that right here. All right, I'm going to be cutting that out, so it's okay if I caught a little bit of ink on there. And let's go ahead and set this aside. And I'll set this aside just for a second. Now we're going to be doing a little bit of heat embossing. I have a piece of our vellum cardstock. This is cut at 1 inch by just 5.5 inches. And then I'm going to go ahead and get my clear embossing powder ready. I put my embossing powders just in these little dollar store containers, and I usually have like 3 or 4 jars in here because when I emboss a lot. I love to emboss. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and just ink up the thank you in the Pretty Peacock, and I'll go ahead and just stamp this off the middle, off to the right, so just to the right of the middle. And it says thank you, and it's gonna stay a little bit, the vellum paper doesn't soak it up as fast as our regular cardstock. So it stayed a little bit wet, so then I could add the powder right to it. Now I'm going to take our heat tool and I'm just going to emboss the thank you on there. Sometimes when you stamp regular ink on the vellum, it takes quite a bit to dry, quite a bit of time, so I usually like to just emboss it. Just add a little bit of clear embossing powder, and now I have a little shiny. Let me see if I can get that where you see the shiny. It's shiny now. It's nice and embossed. My son was in here today in my office doing school when I was designing this card for my customers, and I usually make a batch at a time, and he was so impressed. He's like, "What are you doing over there?" And so it's always fun to emboss every time. It never gets old. Okay, I'm gonna pull out my die cutting machine. And if you're new to Stampin' Up, we will have a new die cut machine sometime this summer. So I'm so excited. It's amazing. I've seen it. You guys will see it. If you're one of my customers, I will be shipping out the new catalogs next month, the 3rd week of May. and you'll be able to see the new cutting system. It won't be available right away in the new catalog though. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and switch out this platform, but I'm really excited about it. I've loved my Big Shot for years, but I will love the new one even more. There's a lot of great features on it. Okay, so I have a piece of our Old Olive cardstock, just a scrap. I'm gonna go ahead and put this right here. And then I'm gonna take this piece that we stamped on. I'm gonna put this right here. And I actually used Thick Whisper white cardstock. I don't know if I said that or not. And now I'm pausing so I have time to put the item codes and the names on the screens for you guys. I'm using our Stitched Shapes framelits. This is the oval. They come with ovals, squares, and circles. And then I'm using this shape, which is from our Stitched So Sweetly, which is another one of my favorites. And I'm going to just run these through together at the same time. Okay. And now I'm just going to quickly switch out my platform because I'm going to be using an embossing folder. And I'm using the leaves. I think they're called layered leaves. I don't remember the name. And I'm using this beautiful retiring foil from our Peacock, the Royal Peacock Suite. And this is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. And I'm just going to put this right in the folder. And I'm going to run this through, and then magic is going to happen. If you've never embossed with our foil, it's a miracle. It's a miracle. It's amazing. And we have now in the new catalog, we'll still have our silver, gold, I believe, champagne, copper. Okay. Oh my goodness, you guys, look at this. So pretty. All right. It is time to finish up this project. I mean, you'd think that it would be a lot more difficult to make and take a lot more time, but it really doesn't. I whipped out, I think I made 16 or 18 today, and I'll show you a picture at the end of all of my cards at the end. Okay, so here's a piece of Thick Whisper white cardstock. This is cut at 5 1/2 by 8 1/2 inches, and sometimes I like to score it at 4 1/4, but I didn't score it today, so I'm just gonna fold it over, and I'm gonna use our bone folder to help get a nice and tight crease. And then now I'm going to take this piece. This is from our Brights Designer Series paper pack, and this is cut at 1 1/2 by 4 inches. And I'm just going to use our snail adhesive. And I'm just going to add this on the bottom. Okay, like that. Now I'm taking this piece of vellum that we embossed, and I want the sentiment to be off to the right and just layer on top of that. That's so fun. I'm just going to turn this over, and I'm just going to add a little bit of adhesive. I kind of moved it a little bit. There we go. A little bit of adhesive here and here, and then I could just simply pull the vellum over and fold it, and it will just stick right on top of that. Now, while I have this upside down, I'm going to go ahead and add adhesive on all 4 sides and in the center, and then I'm going to put it right here. Isn't this so pretty, you guys? I love this card. I didn't know how it was going to turn out when I was playing around today, but I knew I wanted to do something fun for my customers. Something fun and use up some of my product that I love so much that I've not been hoarding, but kind of hanging on to for a while. All right, I'm going to now take some of our Stampin' Dimensionals. I'm going to add 4 to the back of this oval and just take the backings off. They're super easy to take off. And then throw that on my floor. I meant in the garbage. And then I'm going to put this right here, and then we're going to turn this over. If you have some of our foam adhesive strips, I like to this one will take about 1/2. So I like that you can just use them in big areas if you want to raise up your projects. And then you're done. You can just take off the backing, not have to do a ton of dimensionals on there. And now I'm going to put this right here. It's just going to kind of sit right there on top of that. Isn't this so fun? But I'm not done yet. I wanted to add some of our rhinestones that are from the same collection as the peacock. They're the Royal Peacock rhinestones. Make sure I grab the right size. And I'm just going to put them at the base of each flower. It's so fun. Gotta have some bling sometimes. And then I'm done. So there's a super quick and easy tutorial. I jazzed up a card, even though There is embossing on it. It's still super easy to make. And here's some. I just grabbed some that I had made earlier just to kind of show what they look like when you make them in batches. I love to make cards in batches. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you saw, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're not a subscriber yet. And please leave me a comment below. I love to hear from you. And I am so thankful that you took the time today to watch this video. Have a wonderful day. You can find me and more of my tutorials, weekly giveaways, and fun projects over on mypinkstamper.com. I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.